Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. Happy Black History Month to you and yours. Hopefully, you guys have been celebrating Black History Month in the best way possible. We don't just celebrate Black History Month 28 days a year. We celebrate it 365, but the month of February is for us to commemorate great things that have gone on. Well, we have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Excited to welcome back in the co-host seat the woman who gainfully it is her seat is the amazing Miss K. Renee, better known as Karen of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for K. Renee. What up, K. Renee?
Hey, Chat Daddy, how are you this evening?
Hey, K. Renee, how you doing tonight, darling? What's going on in your world? Good to see you, my dear.
It is good to be seen. I'm doing fine, and I'm so glad. I had texted you a photo of the icicles next door, and finally they have melted. It just looks so normal now.
So let me, by the way, for those of you all that do not know, Chicago had quite a heat wave today. It got up to the mid 40s. People were out in shorts. Thank goodness the city of Chicago Park District has opened up the lakefront. In the next couple of weeks, they will be opening up playgrounds in the city. And so that's just a welcome to so many people that want to get out, commune with Mother Nature, be able to enjoy some, fresh air and all of that. But K. Renee, I'm not gonna lie, your picture you sent me of what had went on next door, I was telling a good friend about it, showed it to her, and she was talking to friends in Florida and said to them, oh, these icicles are, and they was like, you got to be kidding. And so we actually showed your picture of right, because it looked like really the abominable snowman's house. And that was right outside your window. So it didn't hit anybody, or it came down okay? Because it was bad.
Sweetie, let me tell you, not only the next door neighbor, the building, even if where I live, I had to physically use something, open my window and knock some of those icicles out. They were just treacherous. And so to answer your question, no, thankfully, but icicles are nothing to play with. You think about the tall buildings we have in downtown Chicago, and they're dripping, they have those signs warning, beware of fallen ice. That is scary. No, you didn't believe me until I showed you the photo. You're like, oh my God.
Well, I hate to say it. It was only shared with private people, but I really did. I said, listen, this is a good friend of mine. This is outside of her window. And I said, and it was just unbelievable, almost like an ice castle or, something like that.
So like you're in Siberia, not in Chicago.
No, not at all. Not at all. So we do want to remind everyone to please be very mindful. Make sure your sub pumps are working, because the warmer it gets, there could possibly be flooding as a result of all the snow and ice. If you're trying to get these icicles off of your gutters, make sure you don't actually pull your gutters down trying to get the icicles off. Make sure you're checking your smoke detectors and CO2 detectors to make sure these things are working properly, and just be very careful. And another thing, ladies and gentlemen, be careful for black ice. A lot of you may be getting up to go out and run, and some of these places are still froze solid. So we want to remind everyone to be very careful as you go about. But those icicles are no joke. Matter of fact, riding in the car, I just take a glimpse like, look at that, and you'd be amazed how they formed on people's homes like that.
Exactly. And no one icicle is alike.
No,
they're very different.
No, all of them in size, dimension, everything.
Yes.
Well, coming up on the show, as we mentioned, it is Black History Month. Our good friend, travel historian and author Tammy Gibson will stop by tonight. And Tammy's going to talk to us about Black history in the White House. She'll highlight stories of African Americans and their ties to the White House. And then later on in the show, Kay Renee and I have actually made a wonderful song for this gentleman's name. We'll share it for you guys later. But we'll meet a gentleman who is an chief executive pharmacist of a wonderful new interactive website where you can go and ask questions of a pharmacist if you have any particular questions about any of your medication, how you should be taking it, any side effects and things like that. So we'll meet him later on in the show. All right. So glad you guys are here with us. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. All you have to do is hit the Real Chat Daddy Show button, subscribe, hit that bell so you'll get reminders when the show is on. And we're here Monday through Thursday, 7 until we get tired. So it's usually about 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on how the show is going. All right. Kay Renee's in the co-host seat tonight. And we have a lot to talk about. Darling, is there anything you want to start off with, entertainment or gossip wise?
There's only one thing that broke the news earlier today, and that's, as my late father would call him, Tiger Woo. Mr. Woods was in a very bad traffic accident.
Yes.
Earlier today. And for those who don't know, I believe he's had surgery. He had leg surgery. So I know they were saying he was in critical condition, but this is pretty serious. I saw the wreckage that they showed. It's a blessing that he made it out there alive. They had to pull the jaws of life to extricate him out of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he wore his seatbelt because, anytime I see personally car accidents, is just a trigger for me because, as you know, my late parents were in a bad auto accident in 2004, whereas my mom was ejected over 200 feet and then landed in a cornfield. So, when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. But, they don't know what caused the accident. He was only one alone. So, I mean, the last update I heard that he had leg surgery. So I know Tiger has had surgeries on his body. He's had back surgeries. So I'm just hoping that he can get through and heal unscathed. But before we came on air, you reminded me, this is not, I knew this was number 2, but you let me know this is the 3rd time he's been into a little accident.
Absolutely. The 45-year-old golfer Tiger Woods actually was in surgery as of this afternoon after a one-vehicle rollover crash that took place in Rancho Palos Verdes. That's Rancho Palos Verdes, California. It happened about 7:15 Pacific time, and this was according to Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. The golfer had to be extricated from the vehicle, as Kay Renee said, with the jaws of life. There was no other vehicles involved in this particular accident, and details of what led up to the crash have not been released yet. It was reported there were no skid marks, no sudden movement, marks on the pavement, and that Woods was alert and conscious at a time of being found. He just could not get up on his own accord. There was no evidence of him being impaired in any particular way. Woods, whose real name is Eldrick, again, was the sole occupant of the vehicle. Now, as you were saying, Kay Renee, he had back surgery 2 days before Christmas. And that was, a problem that he had. Let me see. He has been involved in 3 car incidents. One was on Thanksgiving, the morning after Thanksgiving in 2009, when his SUV ran over a fire hydrant and hit a tree. Wasn't that when his wife took that golf club to his head or something like that?
That was the one.
Right. And then in 2017, police found him asleep behind the wheel of a vehicle parked awkwardly on the side of the road. So it really wasn't an accident, but he was arrested for a DUI. And he claimed that it was a reaction to prescription medication for his back pain. And he pled guilty to reckless driving and checked himself into a place in Mississippi,
A
a
rehab.
rehab facility. I couldn't say
Right.
it right. I was going to say a detention center, but a rehab
Rehab
facility
facility.
in
Yeah.
Mississippi. So yes, we are praying for Tiger. I had put a big wheel up on my Facebook earlier, and I wasn't trying to be petty, y'all. I just was saying, and I didn't say who it was, but here's the deal. We all love and appreciate Tiger. We're waiting for Tiger to put his golf course here on the south side of Chicago, which will really help the south side area, Jackson Park, South Shore, all of these
Mhm.
areas. But Tiger, you have enough fame, money, autonomy now that if you got a driver, wouldn't none of us trip? Wouldn't any of us say anything? It just seems
Wow.
as if the driving thing may not be the best thing for Tiger. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I
We don't
know.
know what happened today. We don't know what happened.
Right.
We're wishing him a speedy recovery, Godspeed,
Definitely.
all of that. But bruh, if you got you a driver, would nobody be mad? People would
Not
actually
at all.
look, if you hired your cousin Junior and gave him a job and just told Junior to drive you around, we'd all feel much better about you because this is the third incident, K Renee. I
I
mean,
know.
yeah,
I know. And he has children, so they're getting older now, so maybe they can help him drive. They can get
right,
better at it, and he can guide them to drive correctly. Because when we were young, my father taught me how to drive. And
right,
when I got my license, my mom didn't drive, so I was her chauffeur, and I was a proud chauffeur, not only
yes,
to my mother but to my nana. So like you said, keep it in the family. But
yeah,
you're right. If apparently there's a problem here. So now he is old enough. He has the money. He doesn't really need to be driving. He just
right.
needs to
Now,
just
now,
relax.
you know what the sad part is? This man is 45 years old, and we're
Hmm.
both saying this like this man is in his 70s, 80s, or 90s. And we both
Right.
know, I think you have a relative still in their 90s, still driving. And right,
94. My great
right,
uncle who lives a few
right,
blocks away from my house, and
right,
still he drives every day. Do you hear
right,
me?
right. So, and again, we're not laughing, but we just saying,
No.
my God, when you think about this is a 45-year-old man that the general consensus is saying, you know what, Tiger, you may want to not drive. Well, what's the deal? We don't know what happened with today. We definitely are not trying to, cast any spell of what we think about this. But I
Right.
tell you one thing, bro, you need to invest in a driver. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. So we wish you Godspeed, Mr. Tiger
Absolutely.
Woods. We want to welcome some of our wonderful people that are watching us on my Facebook Live page tonight. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. We really do appreciate you all for tuning in. All right, Kay Renee, let's talk about today's COVID-19
Yes.
numbers.
Yes.
Today, Illinois public health officials announced that 1,655 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. We had 27 additional fatalities. We now have administered 43,282 vaccine dosages across the state on Monday. And official says over the past 7 days, the state average on administering vaccines has been about 55,917. And
Wow.
so I even noticed today in their report, they didn't give the overall death notice of how many, they didn't give the number of case notices. I do understand our positivity rate is going down quite a bit. I am really enjoying the fact that COVID seems to be coming around the curve. Not that we're out of the woods by no means, but it
Right.
seems as if we're coming around the curve a little bit better. What do you think?
I think so too, for the fact that Mayor Lightfoot is opening up our lakefront, and she's starting to relax on certain things that are happening in our city, because hopefully once we get through this snowstorm, and hopefully we'll have a record week of above freezing temperatures, that the snow will melt, and March will be coming, and you know what happens with March. You
Yes.
turn your clocks forward, your clocks an hour ahead.
Right,
So
right.
I think the fact that the curve is will continue to flatten, that's good news. But
Hmm.
like you said last night, um, I will still be wearing a mask until 2025. Maybe even
Uh-uh.
probably beyond that. I don't
I'm gonna
plan
be
to test
wearing
it.
masks to Juvember
Juvember.
2020.
There
Juvember
you go.
2025 is when I'm gonna be wearing a mask there. Juvember of
So
2025. Yes, I
this
think
is
we
this
may even have to put this on the screen tonight. Yes.
right,
Yeah,
Juvember.
Juvember.
Be- because you got to remember too, there's all these different strains. One from the UK and also one from South Africa. It's definitely hit the states. I heard it hit Illinois. So we have to really still be cautious. This will be, we've gone through the Super Bowl. The All Star Weekend in Atlanta is coming up. uh, Madison Square Garden, they're opening up for basketball games with the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. So, we have to still be cautious. And, as you said a few moments ago, we're not out of the woods yet.
Right.
We're a health and wellness show here. We will always talk about those three things that you have to do to protect yourself and to
Right.
protect others. So,
Right. Yes, very much.
mhm,
I love the fact that people are going to get the vaccination.
mhm,
I talked to a couple of people today who told me, yes, they are going to get it. I'm, interested at this part, at this, interested in going to get it myself now because I do want to go back to some normalcy and I don't want that fear of, woulda, shoulda, coulda. I notice if you travel certain places now, they want you to prove that you've had both shots, or either you have to get COVID tested. And I just think, we don't know if those COVID tests are completely accurate at this point that somebody
right.
would give. Because they were even saying for people to return back to stadiums, you'd have to get a rapid COVID test when you arrive at the stadium. Can you
Yep.
imagine you've come somewhere on a subway with all these people, you've interacted with people, and get to a stadium and now you're COVID positive, Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Juvember.
Juvember. Yeah. We will be wearing masks until
Until
Juvember
Juvember.
of 2025. Yes. That's
Oh
the
my
bottom
goodness.
line. Yes. So, I mean, what do you think about that? Like, would you be willing to rapid COVID test to fly or rapid COVID test to go to maybe an amusement park? What do you think?
If it was necessary for me to, because I also do consulting, so if I had to do it, I would do that.
Okay.
Anything recreational, only if I go on vacation. Now, if I go to one of my favorite travel spots, which is Aruba, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Amusement parks, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, when I was younger, I used to love Six Flags Great America. I mean, now not so much.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a preference for me. But if it's definitely involves my livelihood,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I would have
Okay.
no problems doing that at all.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, let's continue on with our Tuesday night entertainment gossip news. What else is on our list, my dear? I know you got some juicy things over in the tidbit bag.
You know, you sent me a link about would I get $2,000 for sleep research? Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I saw that. I was like, where can I sign up? Because I would get that money right in there. It wouldn't
Can you
bother me one bit.
can you bring us abreast to the story, darling, so everybody will know what you're talking about? Do you have it ready?
I do. It just says, New York based company wants to pay one of you $2,000 to participate in a research where they determine environmental factors that interfere with our sleep patterns. The only catch is, there is a catch, you have to be willing to let these researchers watch you sleep. You will spend 5 nights in different environments. One of them will be a five-star luxury hotel. You have to be willing to write your experience in each location. Uh, hello? What?
Hello,
Hello?
hello. Okay,
What do I do? Art? I'm an inspirational blogger, and hello, I've been diagnosed with sleep apnea. Hello, when I do this, I just tell you, sweetie, I won't be on the show for 5 days because I'm about to do this research. That's all I got.
okay,
That's
okay.
all I
So,
got to say.
so, so now wait. Let me get to the bottom of this. They gonna watch me sleep. So would they be in the room, or would they
Yeah, they would
cameras
be in
in
the
there?
room.
They would be
They'd
in
be,
the room while I'm
yeah,
sleeping.
Yes.
I had that.
I've had a sleep study done before to determine whether or not I had sleep apnea.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
because of that I had to wear a CPAP, which thankfully, due to healthy eating, it doesn't require me my sleep when I got the sleep study the last time, it's been like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's definitely I've improved my sleep patterns. So
Okay.
yes, when you have a sleep study, they watch you sleep. They have them in all the different
Right.
hospitals,
Right.
where you're
Right.
affiliated with. You go to their designated room. They give they put like all these electrodes on you. You put it,
Right.
since I have to wear some pajamas, and you go to sleep. They monitor your sleep
But I
patterns.
mean,
So
it's cameras in the room, not
yes,
individuals. Is it
yeah.
cameras or individuals?
Well, it's in individual rooms. They have a
No,
bathroom for
no,
each.
you're not getting what I'm saying. Is there a
What?
team of doctors sitting in the room with you while you're sleeping, or
No,
is
I
it
think
cameras in the room watching you
there are
while you sleep?
cameras in the room where they
Okay,
monitor. They
got you,
monitor your patterns. Yes,
got
they're
you,
not
got you.
actually in the room with you, but
Right, that's what I'm
they're
like.
they're right next door where they're able to monitor your sleep patterns.
Oh, nice. Okay, okay, very
So
good.
that's
Yes,
why I said to you, when that happens, when I sign up, I'll just let you know I'm on vacation
yes,
because I'm about to
yes.
do the sleep study. So
I'm
no
not mad.
worries.
I'm not mad.
$2,000.
When I was younger, I had a friend that used to like to watch me sleep, and that was for free. So for $2,000, I I would do it in a heartbeat
And
with no
see,
with no question asked.
I do know I snore. So, for all those women that say I don't snore, you probably do. If you say you don't snore, 9 times out of 10 you do. So, and I never knew Art I had sleep apnea. It wasn't until I dated my last, relationship where he watched me sleep and he woke me up. He said, "Sweetie, I think you have sleep apnea." I said, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Wow.
He just knew immediately. He said, "I think you need to go check that out." And I did. And I found out at that time I had it.
Yeah,
So,
no. When I was younger, I used to have such bad issues with my tonsils and
hmm
tonsillitis. And once my
hmm
parents had my tonsils removed, I don't snore anymore. I just do not. So that's the one thing, I don't snore. So
that's
yeah,
a good
that's
thing.
interesting because yeah, absolutely. Because it's rough being in a relationship with somebody that snores. Trust and believe me. Trust
And
and
I
believe me.
said, I'll acknowledge. See,
Yes.
I believe in full disclosure. I
Right.
do snore. I don't believe I snore as much now. I
Okay.
know I've been told I snore. So,
Really?
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, my late father used to could snore, and it was like thunder and lightning when he was snoring. So yeah, crack, 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 wow. It was a bit much. It really was.
Oh my
Yes. Absolutely. All right. Well, for all of you college graduates out there that are looking for the ultimate job, Mr. Peanut is
goodness.
looking for somebody to drive the Mr. Peanuts Nutmobile. And I know that sounds loony, but they're looking for a recent college graduate, a new college graduate, to drive the Mr. Peanuts Nutmobile. You would be crossing the country in an oversized peanut. It would be just like driving the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile,
hmm
and you would be a part of a crew of ambassadors that would, represent Mr. Peanut. And so, Kay Renee, if you were a recent college graduate, would you be interested in driving Mr. Peanut's Nutmobile?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Long as I don't have to dress like Mr. Peanut, I'm okay.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
if I can,
you'd be Miss Peanut though. You'd be, right. You'd be Miss Peanut. I mean, right. And you look, you could be like a Spanish peanut, or you could be like what's the honey roasted peanut, right? I mean, you know, I'm just thinking about, hey babe, what do you do for a living? I drive a nutmobile. I mean, what's better than that? You know what I'm saying? I drive a nutmobile.
oh my god,
Who with you, baby? All of my fellow nuts. You know what I'm saying?
we can go somewhere with that. We gonna leave
Ye-
that as it is.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't have a problem doing it because you graduate from college, you need that extra money, I would have a problem. But again, if I had to dress as a peanut, they would have to get a costume that accentuates my curves. I'm sorry, I'm not
Right.
gonna be put on no,
Right.
no
Right.
peanut costume.
Well, I would love to do the job. If I was a recent college graduate, I would apply. Also, I wouldn't mind driving the Oscar Mayer hot dog mobile either. I mean, could you imagine you on a road trip, you on a layover, you at a fancy lobby bar, and you sitting there
Mm.
and you having a conversation, and you be like, "Yeah, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a salesman. What do you do? Oh, I drive a big wiener." Oh, I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. I drive a
Oh
big
my goodness.
wiener.
Oh,
Yes, I drive
they'll
a
look
big
at you like,
wiener.
wait,
Right.
they'll do a double take like, come again?
Yeah, I drive a big wiener. I do. Yes. So
Oh
I
my
don't know
goodness.
what any recent college graduates, if you are interested, they're asking that you apply at Mr. Peanut's Twitter account. Who knew Mr. Peanut had a Twitter account? Mr. Peanut's Twitter account, or you can go to plannersnutmobile.com. That's planners with an S, nutmobile.com. And imagine as you driving across the country, you'll meet nuts while you're passing out nuts.
Okay.
You right.
They may not think they're nuts, but
No, trust me, babe. I drive a big old nut. I drive around.
I see if I said that, they were like, really? There'd be
Right,
some fools
right,
like, so you drive a nut, huh?
right. But here's
Maybe
the
I can
here's the
drive. Wait, I
crazy
can
part.
drive your nut. I'm like, oh no, see, there we go. That's just too
Right.
much information.
But can you imagine after that job is over and you go to fill out your resume
So
and
what did
and,
you
and
do?
you-
Your previous
what,
employer.
yeah, what was your previous?
I drove a
I
nutmobile.
right. I drove a nutmobile. I
They
drove
look at
all
you
over the
like, what?
country. Right. But see, here's the funniest thing. Somebody that really does get that, that'll be major hookups. Because guess what? Planters Peanuts probably wouldn't get rid of them. They would end up in the marketing
They
department.
would. I
It'll be
see that.
some young savvy person. Oh, it definitely would be
I,
some young
they would
savvy
keep.
person.
They would
Yeah.
keep them. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree with you wholeheartedly. I
What
agree
did
with you
Debbie
wholeheartedly.
Green say? I see difficulties from eating so many
The
nuts. Shut up, Debbie.
oh my goodness.
Right. Shut up.
That's a condition that you
Right,
get from
right,
eating so
right.
much nuts. Yeah,
Oh,
because
oh, oh,
there's some people who are allergic to
oh,
peanuts,
I
so they
know,
can.
I know.
Yeah, so that
I have
that would
several
happen.
friends. Right, I
Yeah,
have several friends who are allergic to peanuts. So yes, absolutely. All right. Well, with that being said, jump on that. What else do we have, Madam K.
we
Renee, before we have to
we
move on
have
to our next guest?
Questlove is going to direct a historic bio of Sly Stone, and guess
Yes.
who else is going to be part of it? Chicago's very own Common. I mean,
Yay.
that's
Yay.
going to be really interesting. Reading that he, is going to direct this autobiographical story of Sly Stone, and I really loved him. When he
Hmm.
was back in the, because I was a young girl when I was listening to Sly Stone music. But this is going to be quite interesting. I don't know. I'm trying to read when it's going to be out, but I'm sure the music, even of itself, if he's going to be directing and Common's going to be
Hmm.
producing, that soundtrack is going to be off the charts.
It
What are
is.
your
It is.
thoughts?
It's going to be great. So this is going to be more like a documentary film
Hmm.
on the life and times of 60s and 70s music star Sly and the Family Stone. As you guys all know, popular for songs like Family Affair.
Hmm.
Oh my God, what are some of the other? I just love Sly and the Family Stone. I can't think of them now, but if you want
I
me
know
to
Family
stay,
Affair.
if you want me
Right.
to stay, Family Affair. It's another one. I used to play his songs all the time because they're just some and the beat, all of that, but just
Yeah.
great song. Wait, let's look him up real quick because I know. Hold on a second, because I love Sly Stone.
Me too.
Okay, here we go. So some of Sly Stones is Everyday People. If you want
Yes.
me to say Dance to the Music is
Oh
another
my
one of his
goodness.
great songs.
Yes.
That's why you ready to say we all have loved and adored Sly Stone's Hot Fun in the
Oh
Summertime.
goodness. Yes.
I Want to Take You Higher. Let me see. God, there are so many. Stan, you
Hmm.
name it. There are just so many great songs that Sly and the Family Stone have done. So this ought to be good. So this will be a music-based documentary, and we're looking forward to it premiering. Now, did it end up at Sundance Film Festival, or are they still working on it?
I think they're still working on it. I'm
Oh,
trying to read
it was
further.
picked up in a
Oh,
multi-million dollar deal. Sunfest Music, Sundance Film
Sundance.
Festival. Yes, yes. So
So
that should be
it's gonna
good.
come out, and when it
Right.
does, I will be watching it.
Me too. Me too. I'm looking forward to it as well. And then we're gonna have to talk about Miss Andrea Day. This
Oh,
weekend is
Andre Day.
the yeah.
Yes.
We'll talk
Oh
about
my
that
goodness.
Thursday night when we have Miss Kim back on the show, because this
Yes.
weekend is when it all will premiere, right? When is the
Yes.
26th? Yes, the 26th.
26th is Friday. It will
Yes,
premiere the United States versus Billie Holiday. And
yes.
here's the great part about Andra Day. One, I truly believe in seeing the trailer. She just like with Jamie Foxx and Ray Charles, she
Mm-hmm.
exemplifies Billie Holiday. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
from the
Mm-hmm.
gardenia to the outfit to her voice. I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I am just so, and I've seen her doing the media circuit and promoting the film. And we talked about Andra Day in
Mm-hmm.
one of your shows, saying
Yes.
she doesn't look at her performances. So
Mm-mm.
um,
Mm-mm.
because they're talking about serious
Oh yeah.
buzz as far as
Yes.
Oscar and
Yes.
everything else. So I
Mm-hmm.
am just looking forward to seeing the United States versus Billie Holiday. And for those who don't know why this movie came about, is because that one song that she really wanted to be out there when she was in her day was Strange Fruit. And if you
Yes.
don't know it, look it up and listen
That's
to the
right.
lyrics.
That's
It's
right.
very powerful,
And they
extremely.
shut her
So
down. They shut
and
her down
they
for that.
shut her down. But guess
Right.
what? Even though now she's no longer with us, Andrew Day has took over the spirit of Miss Billy, and just she did the damn thing. I just cannot wait to see this movie.
Very good. All right. Well, with that being said, as you guys all know, we are a health and wellness show. And each and every night, we remind you guys the importance of wearing your mask. As you guys see, COVID-19 is coming around the bend. We're very happy about that. We
Mhm.
appreciate the number of people who have gone and gotten their vaccines and are continuing to get vaccinated. We want everybody to please think about it. I know a lot of people are waiting for the one dosage shots to come out. Whatever you can do to help curve COVID-19, we would greatly appreciate it. As we say on this show, masks will not be going anywhere. We've just figured out now that we will officially probably be wearing masks until Juvember of 2025. So we want to remind you guys to please wear your mask. My mask tonight says, "Hello, it's me." This
All
is in
right.
this is in honor of Lionel Richie.
Okay.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? Right. So make sure you cover your nose and mouth nice and tight, nice and tight. Pull it all the way back. Some people are wearing two masks to have extra protection. That's okay. Put your paper mask on first, then put your cloth mask on. Also, we're asking that you please wash your hands as much as you most possibly can. Soap and water is the best way to go. If you do not have soap and water, hand sanitizer will work. On this show, we call ourselves the sexy sanitizers, baby. Yes, we do. Now, watch how we do this. Sexy, sexy. Look at that. Look, 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 ooh, look, look. Oh, go on, carry that. Yeah, over again. Okay, up and down. Look, ooh, rub them together. We have a OnlyFans page, but that's later on in the show. And then make sure your hands are nice and dry. Don't light a candle. Don't light a cigarette. If you do, you'll go poof if your hands are not dry. So please make sure you dry your hands. We also want to remind you guys to get 6 feet of social distance. 6 feet up. Come on, flight attendants. 6 feet of social distance would be this way. 6 feet of social distance would be this way. 6 feet of social distance would be that way. So please make sure you guys get all the social distance you most possibly can, so you're not up on people. And if you're not feeling well, do us a huge favor. Do yourself a favor. Do everybody else a favor. keep your ass in the
And
house.
in the
Keep
house.
your ass in the house. It's that easy. It's that simple. No issues, no problem. Preston put up on the screen. Lionel is 70 and he's dating a 30-year-old. Well,
We
actually,
talked
she's
about that
32. We
we
talked
talked
about it yesterday. She's
we did.
32 years old, and I ain't mad. I am not, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. But I'm gonna be like Lionel. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I wonder where you are. Right. So I don't know. So make sure you guys wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, and if you're not feeling well, keep your ass in the house. Yeah, Preston said
Listen.
awesome. Yeah, right. I look, people was making fun of me of being in my 50s. I'm like, are you kidding me? This man is 70 with a 30-year-old. That's right. Gone,
Hey,
like all
hey,
night long.
I'm not mad at him. He long as he can handle his business. Hey,
And and
who
it's
are
not
we
a
to
new
judge?
relationship. It's not a new relationship. They've
They've
actually
been
been
together for
together.
7 years. I
They've been
heard
together
seven
for
years.
7 years. They've been together a while. So she sure enough was in kinder care when he met her. If they've been together 7 years, baby, she sure enough was in kinder care. Right. She was
She was
birthing
she
Similac when he met
she
her.
was
Right.
no, she was in her
Right.
20s. Art, stop
Baby.
that.
He was
Stop
in
that.
kindergarten, right? So
Kid
yes,
the kid. You're
amen.
so
Yes,
silly.
she was. She had like cook. You who? Right. So right. So all right. Well, as we shift gears, we are so excited that we have our first African American, first female, and first South Asian vice president of the United States. As you guys all know, Kamala Harris is a politician. She's a lawyer. She is now the 46th president. No, is she the 46th president or
49th.
49th
49th,
vice
the vice
president
presidents.
of
Yes.
the United States? And so here tonight to talk to us about African Americans and their role in the White House is our good friend, travel historian, author, and all-around great woman of Sankofa Travel Her. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, our girl, the amazing Miss Tammy Gibson.
Yay!
Yay! How
Hey,
are
Miss
you,
Tammy.
darling? Hey, Tammy.
How
Hi.
are you?
Fine. How are you, K Renee? Hey,
I,
Art.
I'm
Hey, Tammy.
good.
So, how's everything tonight, Tammy? Happy Black History Month.
Oh,
Yes.
same to you. Same to everybody. I'm doing pretty good.
Good, good,
Good.
good. So, Tammy, you're here tonight to talk to us about African Americans and their role in the White House. And so, we know we've had our first African American president, but you also want to share stories of other African Americans who made a great impact on the White House, correct?
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
right. Well, go right ahead. The floor is all
Right.
yours.
So it was very difficult because there's so many African Americans that have contributed to the White House, built the White House. So I have four people that I have some little facts about, but I also have books that I would recommend for you to read.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about Elizabeth Keckley. She was born enslaved in 1818, and she was a modiste. And a modiste was a seamstress. She was a dressmaker.
Okay.
She purchased her freedom, and she eventually owned her own dressmaking business. She was good friends with Mary Todd Lincoln, who was Abraham Lincoln's wife,
Mm-hmm.
and she made 16 dresses for the First Lady every single year.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Elizabeth Keckley purchased, she published her book, 30 Years a Slave and 4 Years in the White House. And in the
Okay.
book, she wrote about her life being enslaved. Actually, the slave owner was her father. And she
Oh.
talked about being raped and how her father loaned her out to other slave owners, and that
Mm.
produced a child.
Mm.
And so she wrote about Mary Todd Lincoln and their personal conversations they had through the years. So Elizabeth Keckley was with Mary Todd Lincoln during the presidency of Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
When Elizabeth Keckley purchased her book, Mary Todd Lincoln was enraged. She was enraged because she did not appreciate Elizabeth Keckley putting their personal conversations in the book. And
Mm.
that's not what Elizabeth Keckley wanted to do. She wanted to put her in a better light because during that time, Mary Todd Lincoln, she had issues. She had mental health issues.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So with Mary Tyler Lincoln being angry, she pretty much blackballed Elizabeth Keckley from doing any type of work as a seamstress.
Okay, so now Tammy, when was this? This was when?
This was like in the late 1800s. Yes.
Well, see that you'd have had to do some hellified blackballing because there was no Twitter back then, no
Right.
Yeah.
Instagram. Right. I mean,
It
anytime
had to be word of mouth. They had to just,
right,
Right.
but they
right,
had newspapers, I would assume.
Right.
Newspapers were invented then, I
Right.
would
And
think.
Elizabeth Keckley, Mary Tyler Lincoln had her around the elite women, the prominent women. So that's how she got
oh,
business.
okay. And she blackballed her.
Yeah, she blackballed her. And
Wow.
so Elizabeth Keckley left DC and she accepted a job at Wilberforce University in Ohio, becoming the head of Department of Sewing and Domestic Service.
Mm.
She died in 1907 and is buried at the National Harmony Memorial Park in Maryland. And did you all see the CBS segment about those headstones?
Yeah, well, the one you talking about the ones here or which
The ones in Maryland. Somehow, Elizabeth Keckley was buried in one cemetery. Then they moved her to another cemetery in Maryland. Not all of them were moved to the new cemetery.
okay.
And so, Wash the Shore, 60 miles in Virginia, they found a bunch of headstones washed ashore in Maryland.
Wow.
And this was the cemetery where Elizabeth Keckley was buried, but her and several others were moved to DC, but they didn't get all of them. So headstones of this was an African American cemetery.
Okay.
And so a lot of the headstones were washed ashore in Virginia, in someone's backyard.
Oh.
And so now I'm on a committee trying to get all the headstones and have these people. Well, we don't know where they're buried at, but they have the headstones in some type of memorial that we're supposed to be working on.
Okay, so would it be in a cemetery or more like a building with all these people headstones?
Well, they're just starting it right now. So we're having our first meeting next month, but I will definitely keep everyone abreast of what they're trying to do for the headstones.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
very
is the
nice.
book. It's called Behind the Scenes. 12, so this is a story. This is actually her book that she wrote in her own words.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. That's the sharp dress she got on. Okay. Very good. All right. Very good. Okay.
So next, we're going to talk about Hercules.
Before you go on, Tammy, what happened with her son? Because I know, she only had one son, and given the fact he was, he could pass, as they say, could pass for white. Did anything happen with her?
He died in the Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All so right. The lineage stopped with him. Okay.
Yes. So the next we're going to talk about Hercules.
Okay.
So he was born around 1748. He was enslaved by George Washington. George Washington became a slave owner at the age of 11. His father was poisoned by some enslaved people. And so he became a slave owner at the age of 11. Hercules was known as a culinary chef. He was like the Chef G. Garvin. I mean, he had the most exquisite, he had the best meals. So George Washington would loan him out to other prominent people to make meals for their families.
Okay.
And so Hercules got special attention. He had better privileges than other enslaved people because he was such a skilled and very good chef. So he would wear a blue coat, white shirt, polished shoes, and carried a watch. And he had the nicest clothes, and he wasn't under any supervision because he was just this amazing chef. And George Washington gave him access to anything. So he was able to go in town in Philadelphia. And actually, George Washington wasn't the first president to be in the White House. It was John Adams. So George Washington served his presidency first in New York and then in Philadelphia. So Hercules was able to, he didn't have any supervision.
Right.
So he made $100 to $200 a year selling leftover foods. So that's how he was able to get nice clothes.
I was getting ready to say that sounds like the beginning of bootleg catering business too. That's right. We always wonder where these things get started. We wonder about people selling plates out the back of the car, out
Yep.
their house, all of that. Hercules really was the person, as you said, made extra money selling plates from food that was left over. So
That's right.
so really that is a black history for all of you all that's selling plates out your car, out your house. Yeah, it's illegal. It's illegal like a mug, but you got the spirit of Hercules. I ain't mad. I done did it too. So okay, very good.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
right.
So Hercules ran away in 1790, and George Washington was mad because he
Of
felt
course.
like I treated you well. I didn't give you any supervision. So why would you run away? So he was terribly upset because he was like, who's going to make my meals?
How you say that, Tammy?
Who's
Selfish.
going to make my meals?
Selfish. Selfish.
So he
Right.
was so enraged that he put an
Right.
ad out, a runaway ad, looking for Hercules, but he never came back. But the
Renee
down,
White said it best. No respect
No
for our
respect
black
for our
ass.
black-
That's
that's
right.
right.
Who gonna
That's
make my
right.
meals? Right.
who
Make
gonna
my
make my
meals.
meals?
You're
Right.
right.
Selfish.
Right. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
he didn't want no
Selfish.
McDonald's. He didn't want no, no
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 Burger
Kentucky Fried
King, no
Chicken.
Wendy's. He wanted. And wait a minute. And you say Hercules? Didn't he have a last name?
Well, no. Well, usually if they had the last name, it would be the name of the slave owner.
Oh, so he was independent from the jump. He was like, my
Right.
name is
Right.
Hercules. That's
Right.
it. Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not mad at him.
And also enslaved did not want to take the names of their slave owner.
I don't
So
blame
when they got emancipated, they changed their last name. Like for instance, Freeman, free men. So
Yeah.
they would change their name. So the downside of Hercules, he left his children enslaved. He didn't take his children with him. So when George Washington died, usually slave owners would free their slaves. He did not free his slaves. So unfortunately, his children remained enslaved.
And
So-
see that's where child support got started. That's where child
or
support.
lack thereof.
See, that's why we got child support in place
Lack
now.
thereof.
Yeah. And so there's a book. It's called The President's Kitchen Cabinet. And this is supposed to be a picture of Hercules. We don't really know. There's not an actual picture of him.
Okay.
But this is what they think that he looked like. So this is a book. But also there was a book that was very controversial. A birthday cake for George Washington. And the person that wrote this book depicted George Washington and Hercules like they were BFFs, best friends forever.
Oh, wow. Right.
Yeah.
And that
So
wasn't
this
the case.
Right.
Yep.
So this book was taken off the shelves because people were enraged. And if you go through the books, you will see Hercules all happy, and all the slaves were just so happy that they were making a birthday cake for George Washington. And so this book was removed. So this is actually a children's book. So I purchased this book for educational purposes to talk about the whitewashing that they do when it pertains to slavery.
Wow. Okay. Very good. All right.
Yes.
Much respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Continue right on.
So the next person is Anne Lowe. She was born in 1898. She was a haute couture designer. She was friends with Christian Dior.
Yes.
The difference between Christian Dior and Anne Lowe was because of skin color. Christian Dior became successful in life and even in death. And Anne Lowe did not even get the same recognition because she was Black. She made Jackie Kennedy's bridal dress.
Yep.
Yes, she did. And also for the whole wedding party. And 10 days before the wedding, devastation happened. Anne Lowe's basement was flooded.
Right.
All the wedding dresses were destroyed. And she was so upset that she had to buy the fabric. She had to hire additional help. And they worked around the clock, 24/7. So she had the dresses done 2 days before the wedding.
Wow.
So the day that she dropped off the wedding dresses for the party, she went to the front door of the Bouvier estate, and they told her that she had to go through the back. And she said, if I have to go through the back carrying the bride's dresses and the bridesmaids' dresses, they're not going to get their dresses. So guess what? They had to go through the front door.
That's right.
Oh, okay then. All right. Very good. All right.
Yeah. So
Shout out to Miss Lowe. Right.
Right.
Shout out. Right.
Yeah, so Jackie Kennedy's dress was the most photographed wedding dress pretty much of the century, but she never told anyone who the dressmaker was. In 1971, when she did an interview with Ladies Herman Journal, they asked her who was the dressmaker, and she said a Negro woman. So this hurt Ann Lowe's feelings because Ann Lowe had made dresses, debutante dresses, and wedding dresses for the Bouvier family for decades. And this is what she thought of her, was just a Negro dressmaker. So she wrote a letter to Jackie Kennedy. And so she did get a response from Jackie Kennedy, but from her secretary. And the secretary said that Jackie Kennedy did not see the final print. She did not see the draft or anything like that. So Ann Lowe asked her if you can retract it or a correction. And they said they would, but they never did. So unfortunately, Ann Lowe did not.
That was never her intention.
Yeah.
That was never Jackie O's intention. So, but
Yeah.
see, that shows a person. See, the people don't like to talk about the real backstory of Jacqueline Bouvier Onassis, Lady Onassis. But I that doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't.
Right. So she never got credit or recognition. And unfortunately, the dresses that she made, she never really charged what she was worth. So she lost a lot of money. She owed a lot of money to the IRS. Her business was seized and her health declined because she had cataracts. And unfortunately, she died penniless in 1981. Someone paid for her funeral, but the Museum of African American in DC, there is an exhibit of her dresses at the museum.
I saw it.
Fabulous.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. That's how I knew who Ann Lowe was. I said, wow.
Yeah. And this is her book, Something to Prove. And this is actually Ann Lowe when she was a young lady.
Wow. Stunning. Yes.
And this is an amazing book. But she was known as the best. Well, she was known as the secret that no one knew. So whenever you see the photograph of Jackie Kennedy wearing that beautiful dress, you say Ann Lowe.
Ann Lowe, that's right.
And that's something that's a good fact. All right, what's next on our list, or was that everybody?
So we got one more person.
Yes, okay.
His name is Eugene Allen. He was born in Virginia on a plantation in 1919, and he served as a pantryman, butler, and maitre d' in the White House for 34 years. And he assisted 8 presidents. He started working in the White House in 1952, making $2,700 a year.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So after President Kennedy was assassinated, Jackie Kennedy gave Allen one of the president's ties that he had in a frame on his wall because he said the Kennedys were so nice to him and everyone that worked in the White House. President Gerald Ford and Allen also shared the same birthday on July 14. Allen retired in 1986. He received a VIP invitation to the Obama's inauguration.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yes.
Yes. Allen passed away on March 31st, 2010 in Washington, D.C. at the age of 90. And there's a movie called The Butler that was released in 2013.
Yes. Okay. You're absolutely right. Wow. Well, Tammy, you did an outstanding job with this. Let's talk a little bit about your new book and how that's all going, and let's go from there.
Yes, so my book is Honoring the Legacy, a Guide of African American Monuments and Statues. And so my book, I want to write this book after the Charleston 9 murder, the Charlottesville incident, and the death of George Floyd. That pretty much sparked a conversation of dismantling Confederate monuments and statues. I want to put this book together of 500 plus Black monuments and statues in the United States. And so my book covers my journey as a travel historian, the history of Confederate monuments and statues, the importance of Black art, and also interviews with the most amazing Black artists that make monuments and statues. Out of all the 500 plus Black statues and monuments I've located, less than 100 were designed by Black sculptors. So they talked about their passion for Black art, but they also talk about their struggles of getting commissioned to do Black art in a white male dominant arena. And so purchase this book, and not only you can take pictures of statues, but these statues bring pride and beauty in a community.
Very good. Tammy, people wanted you to list all the books. Where can they go? Do you have a page or somewhere that everybody can go to find out about all the books you mentioned tonight?
I can, if you go to my website, Sankofa Travel Her, I can
Mm-hmm.
provide a list of the books I was talking about today. And I have two more. One is
Okay.
called Never Caught.
Mm-hmm.
This was another slave that ran away from George Washington, and he was upset and mad. And the last book
He was
is,
mad a lot then, wasn't he?
yeah, he was mad. And then Black men built the Capitol.
Mm-hmm. All right. Wait, let me put this up here. TRAVELHER.com. Okay, let me put this up here for you. Sankofatravelher.com. That's Tammy's website right there. Please, you guys, go to her website, find out more information. She'll have a list of all the books she mentioned tonight. You can always go back to YouTube, to the Real Chat Daddy Show, and rewatch this. Make sure you like the page, and you can get more information there as well too. Abraham Lincoln, K. Renee, really seemed like he was on edge all the time. Tammy, please tell us again what he was mad about with that dang on food.
Oh, George Washington?
Or was it George Washington?
It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Washington.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He pretty much was mad because he was like, I provided you clothes. You were able to go into town and pretty much do whatever you want to do compared to the other 300 people he enslaved back in Virginia. And how dare you run away from me? I provided you with all this and you're going to run away from me? How dare you?
Mm-mm. Yes, Lord, that's a hot
and
mess.
and
It
he
really
and he
is.
never was caught.
Never was
Mm-hmm.
caught.
That's a
Mm-mm.
smart man.
It really is. It really, really is.
That's a
Well, I'm,
smart
I'm telling
man.
you, anytime with somebody named like Hercules back
That should
then,
tell you right
you
there.
that could tell you right then. Back then names was Winifred and Bertram and Bertha so anytime his name was Hercules, you heard of very few Hercules back then. Tammy,
That's true.
closing thoughts for Black History Month, my dear. We're winding down on another Black History Month. You usually travel a majority of this year, but due to this pandemic, you've had to curtail a lot of things. What are your closing thoughts for everyone?
Well, my closing thoughts is I'm like losing my mind. I haven't flown since last year in February, and so I think I'm just going to start taking baby steps this year because last year I had a lot of things planned and it pretty much put me way back on what I want to do. But I want to say that Black History is more than 28 days. So when March 1st comes around, guess what? It's still Black History Month. It's Black
Yep.
History Month from March 1st to December
31st.
31st?
That's
Or
right.
January 31st.
Mm-hmm.
It's all year round.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
is. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our girl, Miss Tammy Gibson, travel historian, book author, amusing as all get out. Not only did we find out about rich history of those that were involved in the White House, I personally figured out a lot of things, how child support happened, just all of that, bootleg catering companies, all of that. But it's all in fun, but it all is a part of who we are, our history and our heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, go to her website, sankofatravelher.com. She'll have a complete list of all the books she mentioned this evening. Any questions you have, Tammy is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to talking about African American history. Kay Renee, what do you want to say to our guest before we let her go?
Thank you so much, Miss Tammy, for enhancing my history. And because I had no idea about Elizabeth, definitely Hercules and Lowe, I was always familiar with and reading about her story, and of course, Mr. Allen and the Butler. So thank you so much, and continued blessings on what you do.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our girl, the one and only Miss Tammy
Yes,
Gibson, creator of Sankofa
yes.
Travel Her. We love you, darling. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Thank you,
Tammy.
baby. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. That was
Bye.
good. That
Oh
was
my
great.
goodness.
Oh my
Yes.
God. That
I,
was really
I feel
good.
full. I
Yes,
feel full.
yes. I do too. Well, look, is that because Hercules was cooking for you? Is
No,
that
well,
what it
that
was?
too. I know, honestly, when she mentioned Anne Lowe, I
Yeah.
heard some things about, Jacqueline Bouvier, and then to hear
Hmm.
this and the fact that, she risked her career. When the
Mhm.
initial designs were destroyed, she took out of her own pocket to redo them again, and to
Right.
not get the value and the honor she get.
Mhm.
I just,
Mhm.
that does not surprise me,
Yeah.
but it's just
No.
really sad.
Yes, it is. It very much
Yeah.
is. All right. Well, with that being said, we want to thank you guys for joining us. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful Tuesday evening. Chicago is finally out of its deep thaw, and we appreciate that. Not that we cannot get snow in March and April here in Chicago, but at least we think we're past our worst nights of bitter, cold, brutal weather here in the Chicagoland area. We want to remind you guys to please make sure you check your sub pumps. Once all of this snow starts to melt, this water needs to go somewhere. Make sure your gutters, make sure you guys check on all the icicles hanging off of your homes, and be careful for black ice. And as always, check your smoke detectors and CO2 detectors to make sure they are in perfect working order. Okay. Yes,
Amen.
Debbie Green said the same thing too. Broke her heart. Yeah, it did. It really
Yeah.
broke her heart. It really did.
Yeah.
Yes. Coming up on the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show tomorrow night, this beautiful lady next to me will be taking the night off. I'll have a group of my male friends coming by tomorrow night for a conversation about Black men in today's society. We'll talk about
Mm,
everything from employment opportunities, this pandemic, to education, to the criminal system. We'll have a Black male conversation tomorrow evening, and we're asking that you invite as many people tomorrow night to hear this wonderful conversation when Black men speak about what is going on in today's society. Isn't that wonderful, my dear?
absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be
Yes.
tuning in.
Yeah, yes, yes. And so, darling, let's remind everyone what we're here for again. We're a health and wellness show.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
Black History Month. So, we want to
Yes, it
remind
is.
each and every one of you to make sure you help with trying to bring a caboose, get rid of COVID-19. That's what we really want to do. We know it's not going to happen overnight. I'm sure we'll be wearing masks for quite a while because we just said we will be wearing masks until Juvember of 2025. And we believe that. So we want to remind you all to please wear your mask. I have my Black Lives Matter mask in honor of Ahmaud Arbery. It
Oh,
was one
yeah.
year ago that Ahmaud Arbery was killed while out jogging. And so tonight I wear my Black Lives Matter mask. Make sure you guys put your mask on your face nice and tight, no gaps. You may even want to wear two masks, a paper mask, then your cloth mask. K Renee, I love that mask. You look great. I
Thank
have
you.
beautiful black knit masks now that I just love, and they're tight enough, and oh, I just love them.
Yes.
Yes. All right. We also want to remind you guys to wash your hands every chance you get to. Please wash your hands. If you don't have soap and water, get hand sanitizer. On this show, we consider ourselves sexy sanitizers. We just take that sanitizer and we just do it like this, nice and slow. Yes. Look, up and down, round and round. Yes. Yes. All right. Make sure your hands are nice and dry so you don't light anything after you've done your hands with the hand sanitizer. Social distance, 6 feet each way. You know how we do it, 6 feet each way, 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet. And if you're not feeling well, please keep your ass in the house. Bottom line, bottom line. So this
Indeed.
coming Friday, K Renee and Miss Kim Coleman will do the
Yes.
third installment of their new Friday night talk show. I'm so proud of these ladies. They're bringing some excitement to the weekend with their Friday night show. K Renee, let's talk a little bit about the Friday night show and what people need to know.
Well, sure. Actually, the name of the show, we've renamed it to Candid Conversations with K and K, with the
Mm.
emphasis on the letter K.
Yes.
And basically, we started the show talking about our dating dilemmas. But as we had our last episode this past Friday with Miss Angel, and it just really was so inspiring. And so after that, Kim and I had a conversation and said, you know what? We want to focus on not only inspiring people, but definitely focus on women's issues. So we're putting together a great show this Friday. We'll definitely announce it Thursday who our guest is going to be, but she is off the charts. I can tell you now. And so this is just, again, just having conversations, having open, candid conversations about issues that really need to be discussed. We're going to be talking about in future episodes grief,
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence, how to deal
Mm-hmm.
with things in the workplace, just things as
Mm-hmm.
women, and more importantly, as Black women. How do you
Mm-hmm.
deal with it? How you deal with it with grace and dignity? Because even in this pandemic, sometimes, even though we're all home a lot, we kind of get lax. And at the end of the day, you can't get lax, especially being a Black woman. You always have to be what? Above reproach. So feel
Mm-hmm.
free, guys, to tune in to Kim Coleman and myself. Candid Conversations will be on Facebook Live Friday, this coming Friday, the 26th at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. Pacific.
Very good. All right. So make sure you guys check out the ladies on Friday evening, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Great conversation had by the ladies. I hate I wasn't a part of or was able to jump in this past Friday, but that's okay. I'm very proud of both of these ladies and the work that they do here with me during the week. We're building an empire, and that's what we
Yes,
do
we
around
are.
here. Yes. All right. Very good. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever gotten a prescription and may have had some questions but don't know what to do or how to pose the question? Believe it or not, Kay Renee, I had medicine where I could not have anything that had grapefruit in it. And we're talking about juice. We're talking about the actual grapefruit. And so I would always have to be so careful when I go places that people would not give me grapefruit, or if there was no grapefruit in whatever it is. And so what's so funny now is I love grapefruit oil to burn in my infuser because it's good for clarity and it freshens the air and all of that. But I cannot ingest grapefruit. So tonight we have a gentleman who we've actually created a whole song to be able to say his name. We have. And look, he's smiling, so he seems to be a great guy. He's in the green room right now. And so in order for us not to butcher his name, we actually have hired a whole 50-piece choir who's going to join us tonight, and they're going to help us to say this wonderful gentleman's name. Look, he has a great smile, Kay Renee, so we're ready. So he's ready for us any moment.
All right.
So
You ready? All right.
let me tell everybody who he is. He's a registered pharmacist, and he's the chief executive pharmacist at rxfarmchat.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Let me get my sheet music together so we can get it ready. Our favorite pharmacist. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Day boy, yeah. Oh, yay. Boo,
Lagoon,
yay. Yay. Pharmacy. Boy, yay. Yay. Very good. Very good. How are you? Good evening.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
See?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's how honored we are to have you here with us this evening. It is a pleasure. Here, let me take this down. Pharmacists, please introduce yourself to everyone. Let me change the screen so they can all see your face and get to know you. And tell us how you guys started, and then let's get into what you've created. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you guys for welcoming me to the show. I think that was awesome. I understand that my name is just a little bit hard to pronounce. But you know, that was really great what you guys did with it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Now, what is the correct way that you say it? So we'll make sure we had it correct.
Of course. Adeboye. That's how you say it.
Yeah. Adeboye. We were right. Adeboye.
We just had to sing it to get it right, but we did. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, like you said, I am a pharmacist. I am a licensed pharmacist out here in California. I actually went to school in Chicago, University of Illinois.
UIC. Exactly. I'm an alumna.
Oh, great! That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to school there, University of Illinois, Chicago. That's where I obtained my pharmacy degree, and then I moved out here to California afterwards, and I've been practicing here in California since then. So about a few years ago, 2018, I think, early 2018 is when I started thinking about this project Just from my experience working in the pharmacy, I have been encountered with people and patients who had trouble understanding their medications, or just the question of how to even ask the question how to use their medications or what to expect. And sometimes they don't necessarily know how to do that. And also because of the environment they're in the pharmacy. And, sometimes it can seem as if there is so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, patients will skip that part and they won't ask those questions. And these are really important questions.
Mm-hmm.
And pharmacists don't always have the time to go over those questions with them or the medications with them, and then they may miss something that's very important, or the patient will find out later and then goes, oh, nobody told me about that. So there were instances like that. And also I have a little bit of computer background. I did a little bit of database administration, so I've been thinking of ways to merge those two to be able to bring pharmacy or healthcare, so to speak, to people just at your fingertips. So that's when I started to think about the idea. And I reached out to a few of my friends. I had a really good friend here in California who work in IT, and I told him about the idea, and he was able to bring it together based on what I told him, and we were able to set it up. And and ever since then, I mean, we've helped a lot of people from everywhere, literally everywhere, all over the world. They come on, they ask questions, we help them, we answer their questions, and we get great feedback. And when we get feedback like, "Oh, thank you so much, my pharmacy is closed. My doctor didn't mention this to me, and I'm really grateful that I got it from you." And that's really why we started RX Farm Chat.
Very good. So, pharmacist, I do have a question. Is this a subscription service? Is this an app? How, I know it's a website, but for those that, think, oh my God, I now have my own pharmacist, how does this really work? And I'm sure somewhere you guys would, have to make something, or, even if you made something and gave it to people, how does that all work on the back end?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea is to create a platform where people can come on at their own time to ask these questions, to get a little bit of help with their medications, or to supplement whatever directions they've been provided by their healthcare professionals. So we open it up and started it for free. So literally anyone can come on and use this service for free. They can get questions, they can get their questions answered. They go on the website, rxfarmchat.com, and soon as they log on to the website, they don't even need to log on. As soon as they get on the website, there is a little pop-up that comes on that says if you want to chat with the pharmacist, and that part is free. They can then go on, ask questions, get their questions answered. Now, after that, because we get a lot of people, sometimes we get multiple people at a time, and we don't have enough manpower to able to help those people. So we decided to create a special platform where when you log on, when you subscribe, there is a subscription part. There's a 1 month subscription and there's a 3 month subscription. And when you do that, you get a priority over someone that does not. Again, that doesn't mean that you can get on the website and use service for free. Actually, most of the service we provide to people are free of charge. And I would say at least 95% of what we do free of charge. And then recently we came up with what we call medication therapy management, where you can actually schedule a chat session with a pharmacist with the subscription, and then we can do a comprehensive review of medications. The idea, the goal is to help lower overall healthcare costs, which is increasing over the years. And the way we thought of doing that is to help prevent hospitalization and adverse events that can then lead to the path that most people don't want to go to.
Wow, incredible. I want to
Mhm.
thank you, brother. That is so beautiful with this being
Yes.
Black History Month. And we just had two health professionals on last night that were talking about
Mhm.
the disparities in the African American community. And here you are tonight offering a free service to help our people. Really, you are a blessing, and we appreciate you in honor of Black History Month. That is incredible. Really, it is.
Absolutely.
You and the entire team of people who work behind the scenes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
sure, Boye, that you would probably your main population will be seniors. Is that safe to say?
Funny enough, no, actually, but we do get a
Really?
good amount. Yeah, we do get a good amount of seniors come on, but it's usually between the age group of 20 and 40 something.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look, because they want to know if that loud and that antidepressant they just took was going to be the right, right. I ain't
We
putting it
do
out there.
we do
Yeah, I
get that
know.
too. We do get that too,
I
actually.
know you do. Right. So you'd be surprised, Kate Renee, that they sitting up done got high and then taking some medicine, talking about, oh Lord, the room spinning. So it really to have somebody to kind of ease your fears or let you know what to do, or even somebody like me who can't have that grapefruit. And what if I did just have some grapefruit? Maybe the pharmacist can tell me what reaction I might would have. So
That's
Right.
right.
yeah.
We had a lady who was helping her dad, who was older, senior. She was managing his medications, and she would come on and ask questions for him on his behalf. So we'll get situations like that too, where it will be
Mhm.
children or someone's child come on and help them answer this, get those questions answered. So
Wow, incredible. Okay,
Right.
Renee, any other questions for our guests? Isn't this wonderful? Very
Well,
nice.
one, you feel the need, and people will come. But I always ask us this of all the people we interviewed: who inspires you to be the best?
um, well, it has to be my background really. I am originally from Nigeria, and it's the hard work that my parent instilled in me, and just coming from that part of the world helps inspire. Being a better person, thinking of ways to help people and change lives and make life easy for everybody. So that's pretty much where that came from.
Very good. That's right. Because a good Nigerian young man is either going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or you got or engineer. But that's right. That's right. Especially if you're a young guy. That's right. You did the right thing. Really, you did. What's next for this platform? Is there any way we can help you? Do you need other pharmacists? Have you connected with other pharmacy associations? What can we do to continue to help you to grow your platform?
Uh, Thank you. Just spreading the word. I know there are a lot of people who need this kind of service who don't necessarily know that it's there and that they can
Mhm.
come on at their own time to get their questions answered for free.
Mhm.
Like I said, predominantly that's what we do. Just spreading the word really. That's
Mhm.
what we need right now.
Very good. Very, very good. All right. Kay Renee, any other comments or questions before we let our amazing guests go?
No, just thank you for bringing this platform to existence. I definitely wish you the best in all your endeavors, and just thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. Really
It is
appreciate.
a pleasure. Pharmacists, listen, anytime you want to come back, anything you have new going on, any of that, let us know. Maybe one night we can do some Ask the Pharmacy questions with you or something.
Mhm.
But you did an outstanding job this evening. You really did.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I really
Yes.
appreciate.
Oh, you got a lot of great feedback. Hold on. Let's put your comments up here. Let's see. Great information. Thank you. He is a great guest.
Yes,
Absolutely.
he is.
And then Debbie
Absolutely.
Green says that Nigeria is beautiful. She's right. Nigeria is a beautiful
It.
place.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. And I'm trying to learn all them little dances on TikTok that they've been doing over there. I've been trying my best to learn all them little dances. Yes, very good. All right. Well, in closing, what would you like to say to the audience, sir?
Yeah, thank you. Real quick, I just again wanted to make sure that the message is passed across to friends and family. This service is free, like I said, so you can come on whatever time you have and just have those questions answered.
Very good. All right. And it is prescriptionfarmchat.com, you guys. prescriptionfarmchat.com. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here. Kay Renee, do you want to say our guest's name as we go out? We need to sing it again.
Well, first of all, to my alum who attended UIC, Dr. Adeboye Oyewuye. Did I say it
Yay!
You did. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for being here. What part of California are you in?
Sacramento.
Oh, the capital of
Sacramento, the
California.
capital.
Yes.
Okay.
How's the weather out there today?
It's beautiful. Can't really complain. I know some other part of the country are dealing with a lot of winter.
We were gonna tell you don't rub it in. We were just being nosy to see if you gonna really brag about how great the weather was. You're a humble man. You're a humble man.
Yes, you
are. Most guests come on here and start just bragging uncontrollably, but you were very humble. Yes. So thank you so very much. God bless you. Anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. Thank you again, pharmacist.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a great night. Bye. Thank you again. Bye. That was great. That was amazing.
And he's doing this for free.
Yes. Isn't that fabulous for Black History Month?
And just we gotta spread. We've got to spread that word, because there's a lot of seniors who probably need his information and need his advice. So we definitely must spread that word.
Well, girl, I didn't want to say it was me. Like, wait, what happens when you mix Viagra and too much alcohol? And
you know what happens, all right? Come on, now. Shoot.
I was
you
like,
know what happens.
Right.
I was Viagra or Cialis with some alcohol. Come on, now.
I was like, well, girl, it ain't all senior citizens gonna ask the questions. It ain't all the senior demographic. It might be somebody that then got towed up high and horny. So I'm just saying, that's how that works.
And it may be Lionel Richie and his new new, but
it could be literally. You could email the pharmacist. I have been going all night long, all night long, all night, and then
running with the night.
But look, hello, is it me you're looking for? Hello, is it me you're looking for? Yeah, so who knows? But yes, if you guys need any information, rxfarmchat.com, free information from a pharmacist. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, that is really great. That's a blessing. That is really a blessing. Yes.
No question.
Right. Booker T so funny talking about you can't drink while taking Viagra. I think we found that out. I think that's right. Well, see, that's what we need the pharmacist.
I should ask Booker T. I don't know who you talking to, because I know men who have drunk and taken some Viagra. So.
Look, I know young dudes taking Viagra and all it right. So that's why they need the look. The pharmacist snickered. He knew what I was talking about. He knew exactly what I was talking about. You see, he didn't say, no, I ain't never heard of that. He snickered. He young. He knew. I was like, it ain't all old people. Right. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we've had a great show tonight. We really have. Lots of laugh. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, look, here go Booker T. talking about, damn. Yeah, no, that pharmacist knew what I said. I said, no. I said, honey, they've been and took that marijuana, that loud, and they done ate 3 of them blue pills, and they done drank or whatever, and they just passed out. Been there, done that. Hate to admit it, been there, done that.
That's right.
All right. Well, Kay Renee, anything else you want to talk about before we skadoodle my poodle?
Before we close, all right, for
Yeah.
all your viewers, we enjoy and love my sister, Miss Kim Coleman. Her
Mhm.
birthday is tomorrow. So
Yes, it is.
I
Yeah.
want all your viewers, you go on her
Yeah.
Facebook page tomorrow
Yes.
at 12 o'clock in less than 4 hours.
Yep.
Wish Miss Kim Coleman a happy birthday.
Yep. Happy birthday, Kim
So
Coleman. Yes. Yes.
So
Amen.
we're
And
gonna we're gonna
Thursday
celebrate her
night, we're
birthday
gonna celebrate
Thursday.
Thursday. Yes,
Yes,
we
but
are. We're gonna
tomorrow,
turn
but
up.
at 12 o'clock
Yeah.
exactly tonight, y'all flood her box with
Right.
just saying happy birthday to her.
Yes, absolutely. Remember on social media platforms, you guys, she is Sister Girl Speaks.
Yes,
Follow her always. Great commentary. Sister Girl
yes.
Speaks, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is. Make sure you
Twitter,
guys, Twitter, support her and
yes,
wish her a happy, wonderful birthday.
birthday.
We've all
Yes,
come together during this pandemic to
yes,
entertain and make you guys feel good. And we appreciate you guys who watch every night. It's not about a million viewers. It's about faithful people who really do tune into this show every night. And we really
absolutely.
appreciate you guys. What Booker T say? He said, gotta do what you gotta do to get what you gotta want to get.
All
Yes, Booker
right.
T. Sometimes that involves that blue pill. I won't get a combination again. I won't. We're a health and wellness show.
That's
Health and
right.
wellness.
That's right.
But the one thing we can say, we did find you some free help, didn't we? Yes,
We
we did.
did.
We're gonna put that up on the screen again. Yep,
Please
right
do.
there. Right. Yes. All right. So make sure you guys.
Scripturefarmchat.com, Mr.
Yes. 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 And look, he wasn't expecting that. We had a whole black choir. Tell me, oh,
Sure
there,
did.
oh, there. Yes. Yes. Very
He
good.
loved that.
Yeah, he did. Well, that's what this show is all about, to entertain and inform people. It really is.
Absolutely.
Shout out to our girlfriend, Miss Wamelda Roundtree. Hello, darling.
Miss
We love
Jean,
you. We love you,
hi.
Miss Jean. Hello,
Thank you for
darling. We
tuning
do. Want
in.
to thank
Yes,
Joy, Debbie Green, Booker T. We want to thank all of you guys,
yes,
Watika. We want to thank T-Fall and Chai from last night.
yes. Oh
We
my
love
goodness,
them
they were
as
just
well.
so
They're
great.
new fans of the show. Nia,
Yes.
Renee, Arlene, just all of you all. Where is our girl Candace Lewis? She wasn't here
Yes.
tonight. She must have had something to do, but we
Mhm.
appreciate her. Well, Sugar Darling, give your
Yes.
closing thoughts like you always do, and then we gonna skadoodle tonight. And look, I watched The Good Doctor last night. The
Oh,
Good
did you?
Doctor, baby, I love him.
He's still getting some.
Baby, I
I ain't
love The
mad
Good
at him.
Doctor. The
I'm
Good
glad.
Doctor is
I'm glad somebody getting some. God, let's put like if I can't get none, somebody getting some. That's a good thing.
Look, The Good Doctor is the only person been getting it on a regular during this pandemic.
Obviously,
The only single person that I know like that is
that's
getting it
true.
on a regular. Yes.
That's true.
All right, Kay Renee, go right ahead, my dear.
Well, as always, Art, thank you so much for allowing me to be your guest co-host, your co-host, and to have my voice. And as today is Live Your Truth Tuesday, this nugget is taken by abolitionist and women's rights activist Sojourner Truth. And she said, truth is powerful and prevails. And again, this is Live Your Truth Tuesday, hashtag Live Your Truth.
Hey man, live your truth, boo.
Live your truth.
Live your truth, boo. Be you. That's what
That's
I
right.
say. Be you. Like
And
I
live
said,
your truth.
yep. When we first started this show, remember people used to wonder what was behind the white door. And I said, well, one day somebody gonna come on out that white door, but I put a plant there now and we can't have guests on the show. So, but yeah, if you feel like you need to come out that white door, just come on out that door. Be who you need to be. This is 2021. I look at somebody again, like she said, Hercules. Wasn't that the guy's name that tonight?
That was his name.
Back then. Isn't that amazing? And Hercules knew who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Sure
Right.
did.
Yeah, just he
Sure
knew.
did.
So it is who you are and why you want to be. All right. Well, we love you guys so very
Yes,
much.
we
Debbie
do.
Green, we appreciate you. Debbie, you know what? I'm going to talk about Stevie Wonder moving to Ghana tomorrow night with the guys. That's the part of the roundtable conversation with the guys tomorrow night. But yeah, Ghana is really a beautiful place. All right. So for more information about yours truly, I need for you guys to do me a huge favor. Go over to my website. Please visit therealchatdaddy.com. That's all you have to do. Therealchatdaddy.com. That's where you can find out more information about me. Do me a favor. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. Very easy, very simple. Does not cost you anything. You can also do it on Facebook as well, too. If you ever want to see encore performances of the show, you can always go to YouTube or Facebook. Tomorrow night, African American Roundtable discussion. Kay Renee will be back Thursday night with the birthday girl, Miss Kim Coleman, and we'll continue to do what we do, cut up and have a good time. But we hope that we're educating and helping you guys, and we're a health and wellness show. We want to remind you to wear those masks. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. I can't wait till the weather get better so I can start wearing my mask out to places. Right now, I'm just wearing black to get through the winter. But yeah, right. I can't wait. I'm gonna be all out in the park this summer, like, hey, right, all of that. All right. We love you guys so very much. On behalf of my amazing co-host, the amazing Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets, and yours truly, our Chat Daddy Sims, we just want to say God bless you all. Have a wonderful night, and we'll be back later.
See you
Bye,
guys on Thursday.
See you, darling. You all have a good night. Be safe. Wear your mask. Stay out of trouble. Good night.
Bye.